Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. PCGS says that there are 5 mint state 68 pluses worth somewhere around $30,000. And today we have 3 Buffalo nickels here, but only one of these is the one we're going to focus on, and that's the one from 1938. If I tell you that one of these is from 1938, you can tell which one it is. And that's because in 1938 they only made the Buffalo nickel at one mint. The only mint that made the Buffalo nickels in 1938 was the Denver Mint. So this one up at the top, if we magnify it a little bit, you look right in here underneath the E and the 5 and the C and the cents. That's where the mint mark would be. No mint mark here on this one. That means it's from the Philadelphia Mint. This one here, if we go down between the E and the C and the 5 cents, that's a D. And that means it's from the Denver Mint. And then this one way down here, we see that if we magnify it, there's an S in it. And that's from the San Francisco Mint. San Francisco in 1938, they didn't make any Buffalo nickels. They were in the process of transitioning over to the Jefferson nickel, which also came out. So 1938 was the last year of the Buffalo nickels, the first year of the Jefferson nickels, and this is S. So we know this one is not from 1938. This one here, Philadelphia, and we know it's from Philadelphia because there's no mint mark. The 1938 Jefferson with no mint mark was from Philadelphia. At the Philadelphia Mint, they didn't make any Buffalo nickels in 1938. So that leaves us with this one here. The Denver Mint did make Jefferson nickels in 1938, and you can see the D there. In fact, they made a lot of them. They made 5.4 million Jefferson nickels at the Denver Mint. They made 19.5 million Jefferson nickels at Philly and 4 million at San Francisco. But for the Buffalo nickels, they made them all at Denver, and that's the D here. In 1938, the Denver Mint made 7,020,000 Buffalo nickels. These are a 75% copper, 25% nickel, smooth edge coin. And the obverse is the Indian chief portrait. It says Liberty here in front. Down here is where you see the year, the 1938. And this F down here is not a mint mark. The F down here in the front is for the initials of the engraver, James Earl Fraser, who engraved these coins. So many people see this F and they wonder what mint it is. It's not a mint at all. It's James Earl Fraser's initials as the engraver of the coin. Something else interesting when they moved to the Jefferson nickels, and that is they did not put the initials of the engraver on them. In fact, the initials of the engraver didn't come on until 1966. If we look at one of the modern nickels, we always look at down here and we see the FS down here underneath Jefferson, and that's for Felix Schlag. But Felix Schlag did not get his initials on in 1938. They didn't come on until 1966. The Buffalo nickel first came out in 1913 and was produced from 1913 to 1938. And in fact, it was distributed by the U.S. Mint all the way through 1939 because Jefferson nickels were released in the fall of 1938, but there were still so many Buffalo nickels at the U.S. Mint and the U.S. Reserves that they just kept releasing them all the way through 1939. This is a coin that's not going to be highly valued unless it's in incredibly good condition. PCGS says that there are 5 mint state 68 pluses, and those 5 mint state 68 pluses are worth somewhere around $30,000. The problem is that in 1938, because everybody knew that it was the last year, people just saved rolls and rolls and rolls of them. It's estimated that there are 80,000 mint state 65s or better, and in fact PCGS has graded 25,000 of them. So they're out there. The mint state 65s go for about $75, and it's not until you get up to the mint state 67s that you get over $1,000. I want to show you this coin here. This is the way that you usually see a Buffalo nickel. Not a whole lot of detail. You all smoothed off, all worn down, and when you that is on both sides. This is a much more detailed Buffalo nickel, and you can see this is from the Philadelphia Mint. You can see the pretty fine E pluribus unum up there, a little more detail in the braid here. The 1937 is very detailed on this one, and then you can see the F is actually inset. And so what happens is as the coin gets worn, the F starts to come to the fore. Almost makes it look like the F on this 1939 was placed on top, but it wasn't. It was way inset down in there, but the whole rest of the coin wore out around it. So this is a 1937, and you can see when we look at the 1937 the incredible detail in the face, the lines around the eyes and the nose, and you're not going to see that in these. In fact, it gets so worn down that you honestly can't see any of the folds in the eyes or the way that the lips or the chin come out. If you're going to try to get these, you might as well get them in mint state 65 or above, and you can get a mint state 65 $60 to $75. Well, that's all we have today from DC Coin World International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to the DC Coin World Coin Channel and leave any comments you have in the comments section.